Welcome back, guys, to episode 4 of the Chocolate Men Rises. Like I said before, I'd play up to the Heath Hayes game, see how we got on. Good news is, as you can see there, we're top of the league. If I just go to the schedule, so the last time we played on video was the Brockton game. Didn't go well, unfortunately. But since then, played Studley, Uttoxeter, Nuneaton Grieve, Coventry, Copsewood, Littleton, Burbage and Paget Rangers. And as you can see, we actually went on a little bit of a tear there and won all the games. Won that one 5-2, Daniel Martin getting another hat-trick. You may be noticing a new name there, Dave Walker. Someone that we have brought in, great mentors and decent physicals for a 35-year-old. His work rate and teamwork are two things that stood out most to me, so I thought I'd bring him in as another body, really, because I don't think we're going to keep hold of both our strikes for the rest of the season, if I'm being totally frank. Yes, and then we managed to keep a clean sheet, which have been scarce this season, away to Uttoxeter. Daniel Martin again scored a hat-trick in the game before that, scored again here, as you can see there, he's going on fantastic. 16 goals in 17 games. Then we played then we played Nuneaton Grieve, another clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets. You can never go wrong with that. Lee Murray scoring there. He's still playing as well. As you can see there, he's scored a few more goals now. He's got 7 goals in 13 starts and 3 sub appearances. Still, though, he's clocking up the assists for his strike partner. We played Coventry, Copsewood after that. Got a little bit scary towards the end, to be honest. We was winning 4-2 with the Lee Murray double, and then Robbie Henry scored. Lucky enough, Owen Osborne put the game without any doubt in the 95th minute. He's starting to score a lot more goals now. I've moved him onto the left-hand side of the two in midfield. I'll show you that in a moment. Then we played Littleton. Sadly, our clean sheet streak stopped there. We was losing, actually, in that match at home, but I always had faith that we'd come back. As you can see, Daniel Martin scored and then Jack Smith own goal. When luck's in, your luck's in, I suppose. Then we played Burbage. It was another one where it got nervy towards the end, to be honest. Ross Kershaw, that was hard to say, scored. He's been playing left back for us now. And then Daniel Martin scored, as he does, but then Nathan Astor scored in the 88th minute, so it was a nervy last 2 minutes, to be honest. And then the last game I played was Paget Rangers. That was a comfortable win. Again, we was losing in that game, which is worrying me, to be honest, but we're showing great fire and great desire to combat 2 consecutive matches. The team have been playing a lot better recently. I've noticed a difference as their familiarity in the tactic has gone up, and as you can see here, a couple of the links have come together, so they're linking up a lot better as well. You may notice Jago, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's a new signing. He's coming. He's not been massively great, but he's made a difference. He's just a natural winger there, so it helps. Been playing Richard Walker on the right hand side. Oddly enough, he's been playing as an inverted wing back because he's left footed only. So obviously his right foot's not going to be useful. So there's no point getting beyond the winger and whipping in crosses. But he was fully natural there in the last game I played, and now he's not. So bit strange, in all honesty. But the question I posed for this for this episode is the 4-4-2 OP at this level? I appreciate, obviously, the plays aren't the greatest, so 4-4-2 is probably the most flexible of formations. It's very adaptable to whatever you need it to be or whatever you need it to do. It's different play styles, so you can play through the middle, you can play down the wing, you can play big man, little man, you can play... there's loads of different things you can do with it. It is probably the most versatile formation, but is it OP? We'll just have to wait and see. It might just be I was on a purple patch, as it were. if you just go back to the last episode, when we played Brockton, we got the inevitable Paul McMahon goal against us. If you see here, he's got 20 goals in 17 games. Still no assists. So, not too sure. Teamwork for this level is quite high at 9, but clearly it's not that great because he's not passing to any of his colleagues. But in this episode, I'm going to bring you the Heath Hayes games and probably just the Heather game. And then we'll see from there really how it goes on. But I'm looking optimistic for promotion at the moment. I'm 5 points clear of third, which is grand. And then hopefully, if we can keep up the form we're going, we might just run away with this a little bit. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'll actually win a game on episode today, because it didn't quite turn to plan last time we played. I have got a new face pack as well, so some players may have faces. Obviously, most of my team are normal people, are actual people, but they don't have faces either, so I might look to change that at some point going forward. Just something I'll do in the background really. But yeah, so I'll just basically, with my team, so I'll just passionately say there's a lot more to come from you. Obviously, they're in a rich frame of form, but I want more. I always want more. So here we are with the kick-off, just working it wide. Yeah, you go with the ball, he whips it in. Dean. One thing I will say about Dean, he's always seemed to be reluctant to just whip it. I don't know if it's something in his settings I might need to look into a little bit further, but I do need to investigate it a little bit further, to be honest. We're at home, so I'm optimistic we're going to win this. Obviously, Heath Hayes, I think it said they were down 8th. So again, I'm optimistic. Our team are good enough to win most games, I feel, in this division. That's just been pretty much the tactic as I discussed earlier. Just ball over the top and then just see what happens. As you can see, Osborne putting a great ball over the back of the defence, and then Lee Murray just runs onto it and finishes it. I would say this is what he's been doing often for me, but to be honest, the finishing of the front two have been quite poor recently. But hopefully, the more they play together, the more the relationship builds between the rest of the team, the better they are at putting the chances away. So we started here with the ball to Osborne. Osborne with another ball over the top to Murray. So it's this situation where, okay, in previous games he hasn't been doing that. That's what I was just about to say. Like in previous matches, in that situation, he would shoot. I think this is something to do with their relationship that's building between them, where he is passing it more often in that situation. Hopefully now. As you can see, just take the easy goal really. Just play for each other. 2 clear-cut chances, 2 goals, 2 attacks really. Can't really moan too much. They're looking quite sharp here. Okay, Shepherd just blazes it over the top. That's good for us anyway. Haven't really looked at their squad, to be honest. I'm not really too worried, if I'm being honest. Those famous last words though. See there, the Steiner scored. Michael Schwartz. Okay, Dean with the free kick. My right back has actually scored a free kick on his, I think it was his debut in one of the games that I played. It was a day little free kick into the near post. Just the game sticking away here. See, they're moving their team around a little bit. See, Burton and Price moved, swapped. Hopefully that doesn't make too much of a difference. With that down here, Murray holds it up. Jago whips it in. Murray, Osborne plays it out safe. Not too sure what that ball was, but something nearly came of it, I suppose. The goalkeeper's been getting better. One thing I did know, I would note, is I didn't notice this at first, but the goalkeeper's only 17 years old, so I'm cutting him a little bit more slack now, just because of that fact alone. Murray here. Murray's just turning that on for us today. Has a great little finish. I'm not too sure if that was a header or a kick by Lane, but it's basically what. Oh yeah, it was a clearance. It was what I asked him to do. Just get the ball forward and hope the strikers run onto it, as I've discussed before. It's working well for us at the moment. I think when I get better players in, obviously, hopefully, as it were, when we progress up the league ladders, I'll be able to play a bit more what I'm used to. Okay, this is getting a bit ridiculous now. Question is, who's going to battle for the hat-trick? Who's going to run away with the ball first? The dynamic duo up top. A little unsure as to why they've got the same rating when Lee Murray has a assist to his name, but who am I to question it? Luckily here we're going into the half at 4-0 up. Can't mind, I've only had 5 shots on target from it 4-1. So we've been clinical, just usually in this instance I'd just ask the assistant. I am genuinely quite lazy in these situations, if I'm honest. Just, I'll get the assistant to do most of the work for me. It's like the training and stuff like that, I'll get them to do it for me. I'm just more interested in this part of the game. Just playing, developing tactics and players, really. Okay, you got Shepherd, Burton, Ralston, Hunter, Price. Was that a good? Did I hit the woodwork or was that a save? That was a good save then. Fair play, fair play. Do need to do something about knockdowns from goal kicks. We don't ever seem to win them. Coming into it a little bit more here in this second half. I'm fairly optimistic I'm going to win this game though. I hope. I really do hope. Okay, I might just do a couple substitutions here. Actually, considering we're winning comfortably, what I will do is maybe just slightly alter the team. Another new name. That's not what I wanted. Sam Ives. I'll just put him on there and then I'll just show you him. Another obviously free that we brought in. As you can see by his shirt, used to play for Cambridge. Way back. Back in the National League. I don't think he's ever played in the no, he's never played in any of the professional leagues, but in and around, like just below that, he's been for his career. I'll bring on Michaela as well for Jago, and the usual Nathan Swift substitution. Happens every game. He's been contributing a fair bit more as well now, which I like to see. Let's see how this tactic goes, to be fair. I think I only played it one game and it had possession while it just wasn't creating enough chances for my liking, which the 4-4-2 does. I think that's obviously partly due to the fact that the 4-4-2 is just a case of lump the ball forward and then see what happens from there. But I'm aiming for a clean sheet here, if I'm honest. If I get a clean sheet I'll be ecstatic. But we'll see. Clean sheets are few and far between at this level. Lane with a good interception. Scales, Kershaw, Osborne, Swift, still Swift, Hayden, Ives, Martin, Michaela, Hayden, moving the ball well, Osborne, Ives, Swift. See, I would have hoped he would have whipped the ball in there, but I suppose he held it up. Just good. Hayden, walking and highlighting's a bit of an irrelevant highlight really, when you think about it. They've got a corner. We have been weak at back post corners. I've noticed that. But we did well there. Michaela with the counter. Okay. That was a good block by Dukes, I suppose. But Michaela should have been doing better. He had no reason not to beat one man. It's ball. I don't know how he missed that. I really don't. Skill on target. It's poor. I mean, that's why Jago, however you pronounce his name. I might need to give him a nickname, something that we can that I can actually pronounce. Just nickname him BJ. But yeah, that's something that Jago probably has over him. He doesn't get himself into the goal scoring opportunities as much, but then I suppose he can't miss them if he's not there, which Michaela seems to do a fair bit. But we'll see. It's good that I have options. Kershaw, Hayden, Osborne. What a ball. Michaela, see? Bit more quality and who knows, we could be 5, 6, 7-0 up. But I can't really complain, can I? We've done well. I mean, of the starting 11, the lowest rated players, my goalkeeper, and he's actually made a couple good saves. I can't fault him really. See there, brilliantly, we got the assist. So, passionately say, well done lads, well done. See there, we got on Saturday the 15th of December. We've got Heath St John's, who won 9th away. So hopefully we can beat those two. But I'll play on to that match as well. See how that goes for us. I am still actively looking for other players to bring into the squad as well. Not too sure what at the moment. But see there was I'd say comfortably 3 points clear, basically 4 points with the goal difference as well, so that's good. Love that. Chocolate Men meet expectations and dominant win. Chocolate Men smashes Heath Hayes. As you can see, that obviously just backing up what I showed you on the fixture list. 8 in a row. That magical 8. One thing I will say is, this is not I'm not moaning about it, but I really hope it's not something that's going to be throughout the game. But whoever created this database, obviously I think we're in level 7 or 8, whichever level we're in, I'm not 100% sure, but whoever created this database with those levels active, for some reason, now I don't know if it's just a Cadbury Athletic issue or what, but for some reason don't seem to have cup games. Now for the progression of the season, that's great because, well, we're already on the second wave round after that Heath Hayes game, so that's good. Get the season done nice and quick. But in terms of like bringing in money and stuff like that from FA Cup matches, I actually don't know what other matches there is, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of that kind of stuff, not great. Okay, he just looks like someone you'll find out in the pub. Adrian Beblowski. What I do like to do is, if I click on the team, I like to see the ones that I've got a bid on them, because generally speaking, they're the ones that people are after, obviously, and there's usually a reason why. Johnny Hudson Herdman. He looks sad. Poor Johnny. Poor Johnny. See, I just saw there Mata signing a new contract. From what I've heard, might not be happening in real life. He might be going off to Arsenal. How true that is, I don't know. I would hope he would respect us enough not to go to Arsenal, but I suppose after Van Persie we kind of owe him one. Welbeck and Sylvester wasn't ideal, and then Mkhitaryan's been a bit up and down. Okay, who's this guy? He can finish. Joe McBurty. Hanworth Villa, where are they located? Might just add him to shortlist just in case any of our strikers get picked up. He looks like a good player that might be worth bringing in if needs be, with that finishing ability. What I've done so far, actually, that just reminded me of that process, is just for the time being, just so people know, games I usually save before and after, because I've always had issues with crash dumps, and last thing I want to do is play a couple games and then just lose all that. But I've done down to the bottom of the database, which is the County First Division League, the Combined Counties League 1 Division 1, and then the Scottish League 2 and above, just because obviously once we've started progressing up the leagues, we might be able to bring in a couple of the Scottish League players. They might say maybe when we're in like League 1 or League 2 or even the Conference Premiership and stuff like that, might be able to bring in a couple of lower league Scottish players, so that will help us out a little bit. And then once I've gotten into the Football League, what I will do is shut down all these divisions, all these like non-league divisions, and then just bring in Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, stuff like that, if we get to that stage, which I hope we do. It is the goal. The goal is to take us to glory, as it were. One day see us holding that Champions League trophy. It may take me till FM20, it may take me to FM21, who knows, but I'm gonna do it, goddammit. So let's try and see if I can get one of my... Okay. I don't even know who Troy called for us. As you can see, obviously he's not played. He's in the under-23s. He's a left winger, but... As I said about one, obviously there is a great atmosphere within the team. I don't know why he's an influential player. He's only a backup. He hasn't played. You're right, playing time dispute would damage the atmosphere. That's why you should pick me in the starting 11. What? What? Let's have a look. Screw it. Let's just put our fist down. I'm the manager. Screw you. I can say I'm not going to change your mind here, so there's no point continuing the discussion. I want to Facebook search because I'm still not happy about the situation. Where do you come? Feck right off. I have no care for players that don't want to be here. And clearly, he does not want to be here. I apologise if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. There's 3 of them. They're young and they're loud. Okay, so look at this. Aaron Collis. It's quick. Not much to him other than that, but I'm happy with my team at the moment. So there's people putting in bids for my players, like Scott Allsop. A lot of people are going after him. Skegness, if he wants a little holiday maybe. But it's seeming like they want to stay at the moment. Apparently I can get Matt Piper as a coach, even though he's a player. Yeah, I might be. FC Romania. Let's have a look at them. See how many Romanians they've got. You're not Romanian, are you? Nope. 1. There's probably an easier way of doing this. Not as a general info. There we go. To be fair, they've got a few Romanians. That reminds me, do you remember Rat, the left back? Back in the day. Saying that though, a couple of these might be worth bringing in. Oh, actually no. Tell a lie, most of them are actual players. Like actual, like, you know, paid semi-professionals. Like I said in the first episode, no one's getting paid in my team. It's just someone's getting paid. To this day I still don't know who. Because it's still not me. But someone's getting paid. I have asked a couple of times for a feeder club. I think while we're non-professional, I don't think we'll get one, if I'm honest. I don't think we're semi-professional. Well, I suppose we are semi-professional by definition, but yeah, well, we're not paying players, let's put it that way. Well, we're not at that level. I don't think we're gonna get anything, to be perfectly honest. But I don't mind. It just obviously helps in terms of getting loanees and stuff like that. See there, Toko can be scored. Just like his name, if I'm honest. So look at Lewis Michael, former Scunthorpe player, by the looks of his picture. Again, like I said, just hand over to assistant. That kind of stuff. Richard Walker seems to be doing well in his training, judging by that little update. Can't wait. Let's have a look at Kane. 11 goals in 23 games. Ain't great. 4 goals in 16 games. Ain't great. For a player of his ability. But one thing that I've always disliked about Kane on Football Manager, and a lot of players in all reality, is this. This is the most annoying trait in the history of Football Manager. Any player has it and they just turn useless. They'll get the ball. They won't even think about it. There could be millions of passes on. They'll just shoot. And it does my nutting. Couple that with shoots with power, and chances are he'll score one banger every 12 games or something stupid. But he'll waste so many attacks and opportunities just trying to shoot. And it's not even like they're shooting good places either. And this is top level players. These are players like Pogba and like Kane, for instance. Okay. So just a little bit of information. postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. So our next game is actually against Rochester. It's a week away. I'll tell you what, actually, I think for the next episode I'll bring you those 2 games. Or maybe even those 3 games, depending on how long they are, how many highlights we get. But I think I'm going to end this episode here, actually. With my semi-little rant about shoots from distance. Those who have played FM with me before know exactly how much I hate that. But there'll be a situation in the near future where I will show my anger at that, and I'll probably discuss it a little bit further. But anyway, thank you for joining me today for today's episode, and hopefully you enjoyed. I will try and bring the next episode tomorrow or Monday, but thank you and have a good day.